Welcome to another Rockford UFS deck profile. Today we have
Chris Smith,
playing.
Garett Brett 4.
Now, for all the nice people at home that don't know what champ cards do, what does that do?
Champ cards are awesome, for one. But Garett Brett's a 627, all order and water. He's a man, which is good, which actually comes into effect in this game. In this deck, he's a man. He's a man, baby.
He's a man.
He's not a woman. His ability goes R, add one card from your hand to the bottom of your deck. Before your draw step, commit one of your opponent's foundations that is not ready during their next ready step. So it's essentially like an extra review, because I can review, stuff a card, get to draw extra cards. So that's pretty sweet.
And you lock down their best
And I lock
foundation
down
for like a turn and a half.
A turn and a half for the most part, correct. R commit after an attack is played, so I could do it offensively or defensively. Add the bottom card of my deck to my hand. This attack gets 2 damage. So he's basically a 7-hand size character ish. So he's pretty good. I play him off of order because for right now I'm on an order kick. I don't know why. I want to make order good, so I just want to keep playing order. So.
He's not playing order kicks, but he's on an order kick.
I do play some order kicks, but we'll get to those. I play 3 assets. This is what we're getting to first. Assets and actions. The whole point of this card is the bottom ability.
What's the name of the card, Chris?
Defenders of the Empire. Sorry. It is man response. After your opponent commits one or more foundations due to your effect, commit one of their foundations or assets. So I get a 2-for-1 effect off of it. Well, it's a 2-for-2, but it's still fantastic. So I can do the R. So yeah, so basically I get rid of a card in my hand, and then I get to commit a card on their board, which is pretty sweet. I get 2 foundations locked down, so that's pretty awesome. Next is 3 actions. The $80 special. Prepare to fight. I'm pretty sure everyone knows what this card does, because everybody
talked about it enough.
Everybody wants these. Everybody's talking about them. It's probably the best action in the game. I think so.
Better than Templar?
Yeah.
Better than Revoke?
That's difficult.
That's a toss-up.
That's a toss-up.
You don't gain life, but you get to break them all.
You get, well, that's not even that. It's getting rid of the. It's getting rid of the multiple effects and the omni block on it. It's just ridiculous.
And can stuff card pool.
And can stuff card pool, which I used, which is awesome. It breaks up combos and stuff. So we're going to attacks first. Next, I should say. 4 spinning pile driver. It's a 4 difficulty attack, 0 mid for 4 fury throw. The Zangief thing doesn't matter because he's not Zangief. So it's first E, flip a foundation in my opponent's staging area. So after I lock down their best foundation and then commit another one of their foundations, I get to flip a foundation. So they're down 3 cards. Well, one's ready still, but it doesn't matter because they can't use it because it sucks. So
right.
It's face down. The only poopy thing is it doesn't have a block. I wish I had a block, but I think if it had a block,
it'd be too good.
It'd be too good if it had a block, exactly. But I'd never block with it anyway, so it didn't matter. So, but with Garett Brett, it's a 0 mid 6. It's a 0 mid 6, so it pushes 3 damage on partial, which isn't horrible. It's mostly in there for the control aspect of the card. Next is an awesome card called Rain Flush. It may go to 4 of. I have a thing. I don't like to play 4 2-checks in a deck. Don't know why. It's just a thing. So, but it's a 5 difficulty 2-check, a 3 high for 5. It multiples a bunch. It has a multiple and safe, so you can't be reversed. It has a need enhance. I may discard 1 card with 2 or more keywords from my card pool in addition to momentum to pay the cost of this multiple ability. So I could do all my attacks because they all have 2 or more keywords. So what's awesome is you play this. You flip like a defensive piece, then you play this, and then you chunk through 10 damage, 12 damage if you use that. This card is basically the kill condition, I guess, but, oh man, I think I'm missing something here. Well, I gotta change the deck again. Oh well. So I got, next attack is 3 hyper bombs. It's a 5/3, 3 low for 5, stun 2 weapon, so it goes with this. So I'm just going to leave this out because I'm going to reference this every time. Draws a card if it's not blocked. Also, if I have less health than my opponent, I can blow up foundations. Pretty staple of a card, everyone knows that. play 3 Hien Shippukyakus. It's a kick reversal, 4 high for 4. It's probably one of the best attacks in the game. Draws a card. If my opponent reversals me, I get to draw a card offensively, but if I reversal my opponent, I get breaker on my blocks, and then I also get to draw a card defensively, which is fantastic. Also, it can be rain flushed because it has 2 keywords. It's awesome.
Nice.
Next, 2 copies of Leaf Shield, another Omni block for the deck. It's a low attack. It has breaker 1 and range, so it can be rain. It can be rain flushed. I sense a theme here, everybody. It's only a 2 of because I don't want to see more than that in my ever. Like, I only want to ever see this card like once in a while, not all the time. 2 Dust Crusher. It's a low block, which is great. It has keywords to go with this. Extra stun, which also goes with Defenders of the Empire, which is pretty sweet. Can be rain flushed, extra damage, extra stun if I commit a foundation. 1 Hien Shippu Ryujin Kyaku. Just because... Huh? Oh, good insight. It can be rain flushed. It has a neat kick combo that I get to destroy things. So my first version of this deck really played the gimmick super hard. I played water freezes, so I could blow stuff up on my opponent's side and they can't touch anything on my side. Almost topped at the Rockford PTC with it, so I decided to streamline the deck a little bit and go more focused on the control stun aspect and go for more bigger hitting things than just trying to be cutesy wootsy.
Yeah.
So I only got 1 copy because if it's a late game, that's fine. I don't want to. I really don't want to see this early game because my character wants to go into deadlock because by that way, unless I face Stone Man, and then I'm always at 10. But I always want to try to outrace my opponent with the build, so it's only at a 1 of. It has a nice mid block. It can also be rain flushed, like I just said. Going to the meat and potatoes of the deck, which is all the foundations. We got the 3 diffs first. We have 1 refusing to let go. E-commit, set this attack printed, back to printed, +2, -2. It says, ha, you're -2 damage on multiples, which is really sweet. And also it can pump damage on my attacks that aren't multiples because I don't want them to go to 0 and then get 2 damage. It makes no sense. 1 copy, Agile Warrior. Changing zones is fantastic. And if I could do it defensively to help me block better, like if they do a mid throw, which mid throws eat prepared to fight alive.
Yeah.
So if I change it to like a low or a high, I can omni block it, which is great. 1 copy of Destiny's Intertwined. If you don't play responses in your deck's probably bad. So
It's probably a starter deck.
it's probably also a starter deck. So this is another key committal card that after my opponent uses a responsibility, I get to target commit a foundation, which is fantastic.
I have a newfound respect for that card today. Just the amount of target committal that you have in that deck is ridiculous.
It's pretty.
It
It's
shuts down people's
It's
turns.
actually asinine, really, if you think about it. But
Good
I
seg-
beat Phil Birch in game 1 or 2. We tied, so it was 1 or 2. He went to Portal Barrier my attack, and he Portal Barriered once, and then I was like, respond, Destiny's Intertwined, commit your other Portal Barriers. We couldn't Portal Barrier, and since he already skipped block, he took 4 damage and died. So we tied that way. So he also said, what the fuck does that card do? Because he's like, I've never seen that card before. What the fuck does
I
it
just
do?
want to get a shirt that has Phil Birch's face that says, what the fuck does that
That do, exactly. It seems to be like a really big thing that he says. 3 copies of S-Class Hunter. The top R really never comes into effect, but the bottom one is important. R commit after your opponent's ready phase, commit one of their foundations with an ability that grants a speed or bonus. So I can commit one with this. I can commit one with that. Yes, the point of the deck is to slow my opponent down to the point to where they can't do anything. It's really hard for them to kill me.
Yeah, there's no way to play against Garett Brett not at his own pace.
Yes, and that's what I want. I think like some decks could probably outpace him, like not outbuild him, but maybe just push through it if I don't get certain cards. But it can happen. So I play these at 3. I don't want to see it super early, but sometimes I do draw 2 on turn 1, and it makes me sad to have to review one or stuff one underneath the deck. But that card's super important. 1 copy of Delta Blue, Team Leader. It's damage pump. That's all it is. It's there for a damage pump.
It's 1 damage.
It's 1 damage.
You don't have to do anything
Nah,
to do it.
nah,
It
it's
just
super
has to
awesome.
have a zone.
Just has to have a zone, correct. Which all attacks do have a zone. 2. Oh man, it's not a 2 of. Oh shit. This should be a 2 of. Maybe it's in the sideboard. For Mother Russia, E destroy, return to print speed, playable while committed. R, big part is the R after opponent adds 1 or more cards to their hand. Due to their non-character effect, they add 1 card from their hand to the card pool face down. It's super sneaky draw hate. Hates on combo, hates on shield ram a lot.
Yeah, with Shield Ram back in the fold, that's
Yeah, this may be good. This has to be a 2 of, so I may have to make a trimming or whatever, because that Shield Ram's gonna be all over the place. 1 secret history on the fact that I get to reversal my opponent with momentum, commit their character in case their character is really annoying, and it has a low block, so that's fine. 1 copy Childhood Sweethearts. I've probably never used the F. But the E is super important. E removes this foundation from the game. If this attack's speed is greater than printed, it gets -5 speed to a minimum of 0. So that basically says I'm gonna block your attack, unless like you're Airman that says that you can't do that. So
yeah.
because fuck that guy. 1 Living Pendulum. This card is pretty awesome. I don't think I've ever used the top ability where if I lose vitality due to my opponent's effect, my opponent loses vitality.
You have a lot of half cards in your deck, Chris.
Yeah, but like Napalm Man the thing.
True.
So like this could go against Napalm, which is fine. But the issue is they're like 1 usage type cards. So like I'd rather use the bottom ability after my opponent plays an ability that modifies the speed of an attack, cancels the effect. It shuts down so many cards like Sheep Man, to name one, Yamato Man, Throw It Down, Not Over Yet. So stuff like that, so it kills Satoshi. Like it's an auto win against Satoshi for the most part until they can get rid of it.
Yeah.
So which I don't think off any of his symbols has any easy way to do it. So, but whatever. 2 Towering Over Rivals. Going into my attack turn, I shouldn't have anything committed, and my opponent shouldn't have stuff committed. So this is some easy. Like if I tap down a problem foundation, I can use this to get rid of it, so it doesn't come back, which is kind of nice.
You have a lot of 2 ofs and 1 ofs so far. Do you ever have any problem with consistency with the deck?
No, because because I go through so many cards a turn, because I get technically double review after turn 1. So it's because I review a card and then I stuff 1 to the bottom of my deck, then I draw up to hand size. I see almost 8 cards a turn. So, and then sometimes I don't need every card for every matchup, so I don't want to have 4s, 3s of certain cards. I want to have I don't want to see this early game. I want to see this late game when I have control. So it's another reason why I have some 1s and 2s, because I don't want to see them until I'm ready to like really clamp down and just sink my teeth into the guy.
Yeah.
So, 2 Toughest Bricks. After I take 4 or more damage, I get to commit a foundation. Yeah, more target committal. So it also goes well with this, because if I take 4 or more damage, I can commit 2 foundations on your side. Like I did to, I think it was Nate tonight. I took damage, committed a foundation, then committed to Saw Blades, which pretty much won me the game right there, because he couldn't throw crazy speed at me. So this is a good card. I think a lot of people are going to be playing this as like a 1 or a 2 of in some decks, because it's super awesome. Actually, it's a really good card. 2 Armor Expert. I'm going to have more than 10 foundations for the most part.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start stacking stuff like Artifice Avarice, Developmental Years, Admonition if I need a 6, stuff like that. All those Bing Bong cards. And then also if I are dealt damage by an unblocked attack, I get to draw. So I could draw, commit, and commit. So that's like 3 for 1 card.
Yeah, that's a +3.
That's a +3 for the most. Well, it's really like plus. Yeah. Well, I'm still committing stuff, but it's still plussing on my side because I'm slowing you down and getting resources back. 3 Guile's Face, cool and focused. It makes me sad to build this card, but it's really great to have.
Anybody
It does, because look at him, he's sad because he's cool and focused. when I attempt to block with this card, I return my opponent's attack to printed speed and zone. So this goes high multiples. You're printed 0 with your printed mid zone. I block you on a 2. Yeah.
Or block Navos on a 4.
Or block Navos on a 4.
No matter how much they've done.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Block Navos on a 4. We don't see a lot of Navos around here because I think I'm maybe the only one who owns them other than you, and we don't like playing that card because it's boring.
Yeah.
4 of the greatest Bing Bong currently that's in print because the Ed and Ein card is not printed yet. So
I'd give it to it.
I play 4 of this because I am an order deck, so I could use the E commit gain 2 speed.
And that's why I give it to it. It has a high block. It gives.
Yeah,
speed.
I know. It has
You
a
check
relevant.
it, you draw, you put it back on top, you check it
Oh
again.
yeah. Oh
you draw.
dude, it's fantastic. I play it, use it, put it on top, play my next attack. You know, I just draw a bunch of cards.
Yeah.
So it's amazing how fast, if I get the engine going properly, how many cards I can draw per turn with this deck. 4 of what I consider to be the best foundation in Platinum. 4 static buildup. Free speed if my opponent has a clear card pool. Free damage if my opponent tries to block my stuff. So, yeah, that's all I can say about it. Wish I had a block, but then it would be like super busted.
It'd be really busted.
It'd be super good. 3 of, this is probably the worst card in the deck. Admonition. It's just in there for the 6 check.
There is no problem. It is.
It is. Yeah, it's probably. Yeah, it is. It is. I never block with it. It's great to build it because then I can stack it later with Armor Expert.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I am sad when I have to block with it because I still take half damage.
Yep.
I'm not Elgor. I don't care. You know. 3 of a fighting robot. I needed some extra spam because Order has super bad spam, and I did not want to play basic training. So, it has Breaker 1, so that's pretty sweet. And then I do have a fair amount of Breaker in the deck, so I can destroy it to get +1 to my Breaker. Which isn't bad. 3 Muscle Spirit. Again, Order's spam is super bad. But I've been promised by Shane Duckworth that Order spam is going to be better. Gives me damage on my next combat phase if I just face tank something, which actually combos really well with this card. Because if I take damage, commit this, I can do extra damage and then commit stuff on your turn.
And Armor Expert.
An Armor Expert. There you go. I get to draw. More Bing Bong. 4 developmental years. I check it. I get to ready a foundation. That's it. It's sad when I draw that.
That's literally all it says.
That's all it says. And then it makes me cry when I have to build it on turn 1. Or check it on turn 1.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. 4 Peace Interrupted. Anti-stun. I really don't have much for ranged other than 2 Leaf Shields and my Dust Crushers. So I it's really in there for anti-stun, which is kind of big right now because of the Sheepman and some other cards that are out right now. 4 Dauntless Hero, because drawing cards is awesome. And I need to draw a lot of cards. So if I stack cards with, whatchamacallit, Armor Expert, and I need to draw blocks, I can pop this to draw blocks. Do you want the sideboard?
Sure.
Okay, cool.
Do you have a sideboard?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I do.
What's in there?
It's kind of empty though. I got 2 leaf.
Mother Russia.
I got 2 leaf shields. Oh yeah, these are going to be Mother Russias. And then I got 3 stops and 1 Pursuing a Vendetta.
What is that?
It's a 1/5 Guile card that it cannot leave my staging area due to my opponent's effects, so it can't be self-destructed. And then R flip after a foundation leaves my staging area due to my opponent's effect, I get to add 1 from my discard pile to my staging area committed. So like
when you do get self-destructed, you have 2 foundations. At
correct.
least.
Or if I get Sheepmanned, I get to bring my foundation back. I get to put another foundation in. So basically, I get an extra build because he puts 1 back in, so I can respond, put another 1 back in that I might want, and he gives me a crappy one, whatever. But I get to pick. I get to tutor 1 out of my discard pile.
It's a neat one.
Yeah, it may go to, I don't know, if I may go to 2 of, because I don't really need 3 from Mother Russias, but maybe a 4th Prepared to Fight. But that's super action heavy. So
Sometimes you really need a 4.
sometimes you just do. Sometimes you need another $80 card in your wallet. So that's pretty much it. I hope to play this at a tournament soon that when we actually play real decks, because I don't want to play this against people's fun decks because it's just not, it won't be fun for people. But that's all I got.
Cool.
Good night,
Chris.
everybody.